Go.
Is it in progress or is it recording?
It's recording.
Oh, nice. So, hi guys, welcome to this second episode of the Brian podcast and myself. And today episode we're gonna talk about our experience in Fudan and also the experience you have in the US and in Belgium as well. So, Brian, when you came back to from China and especially at Fudan, you've been to several university in the US and also at Fudan University. Can you tell me what's the difference between those two, the university style and also like the lifestyle in general between China and the US?
I think it's different because we were in a bubble at Fudan. We were in the language program, which is basically where people have a gap year, where people go to just learn Chinese and explore China. But when I was in university, also I was very young. It was very stressful. Uh, it wasn't about meeting people or exploring the city. Um, I just think it was a lot more special in Shanghai because you have people flying from around the world just to learn Chinese. Whereas when I was in university, we people had all kinds of majors and there were so many different people. That's what I think.
Yeah, but that kind of bubble isn't it the same between China and the US? Because when you were in the US, you are mostly with the local, I guess.
Yeah,
And when you're in China, you're mostly with the international, but you're not mixing like the two group, internationals and locals.
right,
That's right.
right.
So I think, okay, it's maybe a good bubble. I mean, I also feel like this international bubble, but I kind of think that we should meet more locals people, especially like Chinese students when we were in Fudan. And so I think that's kind of lame that the bubble is too strong, that we didn't go out of the bubble to meet like real local people, Chinese students, and we just stay between like international students. So it's kind of like a safe space, but also we didn't take any risk to meet the locals.
We tried, but the language barrier was just too strong. And a lot of the local students we met, they were super busy with their majors.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends because I participate to a language buddy program, and I met like a Chinese friend here, and he was speaking like really good English. So, and also I have a good level in Chinese as well. So for the communication is not really a problem. And I think we could find like a lot of Chinese students, especially at Fudan, that can speak English very well. And I also participate to like an event about the language saloon, and there they have a lot of people that are English majored, and they can also speak very good English. So at this one, I made some friends like that. So I don't know if other international students are doing the same, but I do feel like that we were a lot of international students together. I mean, it was cool. I really like it, and it's just yeah, we were too much in our bubble maybe,
Yeah,
and also yeah, for me back in Belgium, I also like I have local friends, Belgian friends, but I also have a lot of international friends. But it's kind of biased because I was in an association that's promote culture, and also we have a lot of international students in our associations. So that's how I make I can I can talk for everyone for from my experience because it was kind of special that I wanted to go more international. But I don't know in the US, is there a lot of international students? Like,
You're asking me what college was like 15, 20, 10, 15 years ago. There are a lot of international students, a lot of Chinese, I think a lot of Indian. Um, I think I've met a few of them, but I didn't have the communication skills to get past the bubble and to hang out with them. Uh, just, you know, and I think classes were different too, because in the US, I was taking classes. It wasn't like the Chinese classes. We weren't seeing each other every day at the same building. You know what I mean?
But still in class, I do have some classes during my years at university with international students, and I, I mean, I just ask them, "Oh, you're international students. If you need help, just ask me." I was kind of like going to them to ask if they need help. That's how I made the contact with international students. But I don't know if in your case, I know in a lot of university, some classes, all the international students are together, and the locals are having their own classes in their own language. Like I have classes in French, so only like the Belgian student or international student that can speak French are attending. But international students they have this special class in English. Oh, it was more difficult to meet them like that, but I think it's the same in Fudan University. I mean, I attend like an extra class in Shanghainese culture, and all of our classmates are Korean or international students. So maybe that's why it's maybe more difficult for us to meet more local students.
Are you saying when you were in Belgium, it's hard to meet international students because you guys spoke different languages and classes were split up
In China or in Belgium?
in Belgium?
In Belgium, yes, kind of.
Hmm.
But but during my master, most of the classes are in English. So there we have more international students and communicate more with them as well.
I really think it's just language ability. We just stuck in the international bubble because we all had the same similar Chinese speaking level or the same English level. Uh, in the US as well,
But
you just hang out with whoever has similar language speaking ability, which is mostly English.
but most international students are speaking English if they are doing an exchange or a
That's true.
master in the US.
That's true. I think if I went back now, I would definitely be more open to talking to international students. Yeah.
And in China, do you regret something?
Not really, because I really did try to speak to Chinese students, but it was hard. Just age, language, and I guess availability, just not seeing each other. The
Mm,
closest local Chinese people I met with was like Kohimo, you remember him? And first semester when I lived at the apartments, when I would talk to our front desk staff, the managers every day.
mm. But are you making like, the effort to go speak to them, or are you attending some Chinese event?
I did. I went to the same language salons as you. I went to a few of those.
Ah, yeah, true.
But we have one activity together. We add each other on WeChat. We say hi. We say, hey, do you want to hang out? And then people say, we're busy. We have finals, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the last time I asked my Chinese friend if he want to eat with us, and he said, "Oh yeah, sure."
How
So
many
I mean,
times does he
it
eat
was
though?
the first no second. I mean, we mostly don't eat together, but we mostly play mahjong with him and with other friends.
Mm.
So yeah, but maybe we were maybe too much in the bubble. I wish I could make maybe more Chinese friends, but still, I think maybe it's a culture, but they seems more shy to talk to foreigners, and also even if the English is quite good, they are not willing to speak it,
It's
maybe
because
because of shyness.
they are shy, and it's also because they're young. Most of them were like 18 to
No,
22 years old.
I don't think age is an issue here. It's more about the person.
It's maturity
Uh,
level.
I mean, no, more. We know a lot of people who are 18, 20, and they are like extra friendly, and they always want to do everything with everyone, and they have the easy contact with everyone. So I don't think it has to do anything with age. Maybe it has to do with like yeah, culture, the environments that they were in.
Hmm.
I s- I would say that maybe in the US people are more less shy. They are more extroverts, friendlier. I mean, don't really care about oh, I'm too it's too shameful or too shy, and they just go and speak their mind.
I don't
So
know.
I would imagine that in America, in the US, people will be making friends more easily to
I
maybe foreigners.
That might be a stereotype. I don't know. I would have to go back to college and find out. But you might be right. I was definitely very shy when I was in college.
Mm. I mean, you can still do another master,
Yeah.
maybe in Europe.
Nah.
I'm sure.
So how much more time do we have? 10 minutes? 5 minutes?
I don't know. Is it on Zoom?
It's
How,
on Zoom, but
I,
usually they said they have a 40-minute recording, but I can't see our time.
oh, you can see the time.
I can't see how long we've been on. Oh well. All right,
So,
last topic.
do we have an ending?
Our last
Do we
topic
have
will
an
be our
ending?
ending.
Something? Do we have a conclusion?
I do like to talk about current events. I've been looking into investing and politics, our new vice
Yeah,
president.
but that's too far away from. That's way too far away from the main topic. We can
Hmm.
do another podcast about current events.
Okay,
But right
okay.
now, we have to stay on this topic, I guess. Because if you have to find the title for the podcast, you cannot put a lot of subject, right?
Yeah. So this one will be what? Reflections on Fudan, China versus.
Different, yeah, and experience in Fudan, and then how to break the international bubble.
Hmm. I think it takes special people.
I mean, do we have to break it? I don't think we have to break it, but I think the most important is to mix the bubble with the locals.
Yeah. That's why we joined those events where they had local student organizations that invited international students and local Chinese students. I It was good, but for some reason, I just don't think it was very sustainable. I didn't see a lot of international students and local Chinese students hanging out a lot.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. But also, I think also like you say, it's maybe a language barrier because even if you know a lot of international students, most of them speaks English really fluently. I mean, are you friend with the international student that could barely speak English?
Yeah, I tried. I really like to talk to our non-English speaking international friends. But the thing is, we had similar Chinese levels. That's why it was able to communicate because in our head, I don't know, there must be a term for this, but when you know the other person has a similar Chinese level as you guys kind of use a common language. Whereas if I talk to a local Chinese, there's gonna say a lot of words that I will not be able to understand.
Mm, yeah, but you
But
can do a mix between English and Chinese,
that's true. That's true. It's definitely a skill, something we need to work on.
like mixing language,
Yeah.
like in Singapore,
Yeah. That's why in America we have like Chinglish, mix of Chinese and English. I'm guessing Singapore has what, Singlish?
Singlish,
I,
yes.
I don't know. Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know.
We'll have to get our friends from Singapore in here.
Like James,
Yeah.
because or I mean, I don't know a lot of Singaporean.
All right. Last
I know
topic.
no
Last
one.
topic. 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Have you kept in touch with other friends from Fudan?
No, mostly the main group. Like,
Um,
I
I
mean,
I
the group with the English speakers.
yeah. But you still follow people on Instagram, right? Or maybe people send messages to you?
At first, yeah, but less and less now. I mean, it's kind of normal. So,
I
so
mean,
yeah, at some point, I think we're
you have to work hard to
gonna
maintain
stop
it.
the relation.
Yeah, or you
But
can continue it. Technology is
yeah,
so good.
yeah, I know, but still, it's like an issue with commitment because if only one person are doing it, and also we have our life, we are maybe busy, and we don't have maybe the opportunity to think about it to keep the connection. And also, if there's only one person who are doing it for every friend, it's very, how to say, tiring to keep the connection.
That's true.
But I don't think we need to keep the friendship. It's just, it's just that we need. I mean, true friendship, I guess, is having a good time when you see them and you are with them. Even if at some point you've been separate with distance, times, or just you lost the connection at some point. But if you are reconnecting, it's like as before. I think that's a good point of like a true friendship.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're talking about different things. You're talking about w- what's a good friend, and I'm talking about like how to keep in touch with friends. Because I like to
Yeah,
keep in touch.
I don't think do it. It's tiring to keep in touch with friends, right?
Uh,
I
it
mean, are you
depends.
still friends with are you still communicating or be friends with the people from 10 years ago at your uni?
No, because back then technology was different and I didn't have the ability, the willpower to keep in touch. But now I do. See, we can talk on Zoom. 12 years ago, we didn't
Yeah,
have
but it's
Zoom.
also time. No, but
What's
we had Skype,
uh yeah, internet wasn't as
and even
good.
even before even before we have MSN.
But before, when I met a lot of people, we some most people use Facebook. Instagram just started. So we didn't add a lot of people. And these days people stop using Facebook. And then when people went home to their country, WeChat, people had to change their WeChat numbers, and so we lost their contacts. I still keep in touch with some people, but
Mm,
this time I want to keep in touch with more.
yeah, but how do you plan to keep in touch with everyone? You have
I
a lot of
think
friends, right?
no, I
Yeah, you have.
want to keep in touch with people that want to keep in touch. It's a two-way relationship. I really liked our international atmosphere among our friends because the friends I
Yeah, but
met there are different from my friends here, and I really value both kinds of friends. And I personally think the international friends that we met, it was very exciting. We are very similar.
but at some point you have to lose the link because you are really busy.
Yeah, but right now I have time, so we'll just keep trying and go as far as we can. If you're enjoying what you
Mm,
do, then just keep doing it until no longer becomes fun.
So you're gonna invite more guests
Yeah,
to your podcast?
Elena will join us. Felipe, it'll be nice to catch up. And then if you
Yeah,
can
who
keep in
else?
touch with Julia, that'll be cool too.
Well, I'm living really close to Julia because we are in the same country, so we, we can meet whenever we want.
That's true. That's true.
But it's just, but I mean, even if we are in the same country, it's like you say, it's a two-way relationship. So we have our own life,
Yeah.
a job,
Yeah.
and some new friends.
Yeah. Some people message me and they said they're interested. They were like, "Hey, how can I watch this? You should put it on YouTube." Maybe I will.
Maybe you will, yeah.
I think sometimes
Or you
people
can put it
just,
on
oh, sorry.
Spotify, SoundCloud.
Yeah. Sometimes people just need, someone to start it and then they'll join.
Hmm,
Some
okay.
people are shy, Kai.
Yeah, I'm shy.
No, you're not. Well, I'm shy too.
So what are you gonna do? Two shy people talking together.
We have to be brave.
Mm, true.
We have to sacrifice
So
our comfortableness to
you're
have
in
fun.
comfort zone?
Yeah, comfort zone. Thank you for teaching me English.
Yeah, thank you. Anytime to teach you English.
Okay.
So do you have a new thing for the next episode? What are you gonna talk about?
No, we're just trying to figure out as we go. Um, you let me know what ideas are good too.
I think for the next episode, for our listeners, viewers,
Yeah.
we can maybe talk about personal development.
Okay.
What's So for the next episode, we're gonna talk about personal development. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I think what
I
you're
think that's for
talking
the end
about,
of the podcast.
yeah, you're I think there's different kinds of podcasts. You're thinking of like different content, which topic, which topic, which topic, right? I
Yeah.
like the pod that's good, but I also like the podcast where you hang out with the same group of people and then you talk about current events, politics, business, technology, stock
Oh,
market.
you mean like when we were in the canteen and we talk about nothing and everything?
Yeah, yeah. We can talk about Olympics.
The Olympics. What do you think about the Olympics?
I think US is number one again. It's always US and China, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was like US, Russia, and China, but Russia got banned for this year.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to that.
Really? It, Normally they are like always in the top three. with China
Uh,
and the US.
I did realize that a lot of my international Fudan Insta friends that we have on Instagram, they're all watch the Olympics. Uh, the only Olympics that my friends watch here are basketball.
Oh, yeah, but I'm watching everything.
Oh,
Not everything, but like the main events and what's going on my feed,
what's the
and also
top?
about the scandal.
Which scandal?
Like they have like some doping scandal,
Um,
not about the US, no, the WADA, and those are like the anti-doping association, and then they the British one found out that the US let some of the athletes compete over the year, even if they have some doping positive athletes. So it was kind of ironic because the US was accusing China of cheating, especially in swimming.
yeah.
And then right now they are just saying that the US let some of the doped athletes compete. So it kind of created like unfairness about the Olympics because the Olympics like did way more tests on the Chinese athletes than the other athletes.
Ah,
Even though like the doping uh, issues, the US did way more than the Chinese.
so what should be
And
done
also
about
like
it?
it, when you have to create fairness, if you are getting suspicion about a country of doping, you have to do it for every country that have suspicion of doping, like India, Russia, US, France. But those countries don't have that much like anti-doping test than China.
Hmm.
Yeah, we can still talk about that in the next episode
Yeah, for sure.
because still podcast is free topic. We can talk about anything and everything,
Definitely.
and that's the end of a podcast because we have less than 1 minute.
Oh, you saw a timer? Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I saw a timer.
All right. Good to see you, Kai.
Yeah,
Have a good
good to
night.
see you too. Good night, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. See you tomorrow.